What if success wasn't about talent, IQ, or luck, but one specific trait you can build starting right now? Here's the problem. Most of us live on autopilot. Phone buzzes, we answer. Email pings, we read it. Problem appears, we stress. We're leaves in a river, tossed around by the current. But the top 1% operate differently. They've built what ancient philosophers called the Inner Citadel, an unshakable fortress of the mind. Not being cold or emotionless, it's having a core so solid that no external event can ever disturb your center. Think about the last time something small ruined your day. A rude comment, a critical email, bad traffic. In that moment, you handed the keys to your emotional state over to the world, and the world dropped them in the mud. That's the default mode, and it's exhausting. 0:45 to 1:45. The concept, the mental theater. So what's the secret? It's a concept called cognitive distancing. The ability to step back from your thoughts and observe them, instead of being consumed by them. Imagine you're in a movie theater. The film is your life. Drama, suspense, emotion. Most people are so engrossed they forget they're in a seat. When the villain appears, they feel real fear. But imagine you just lean back and whisper, "That's an interesting scene." You still care about the story, but you've created space between you and the experience. And in that space is your freedom. You realize, you are not your thoughts. You are the one thinking the thoughts. That tiny shift, that's the foundation of unbreakability. So how do you build this? It starts with one non-negotiable practice: the morning. Before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, before the world throws its chaos at you, you take control. For the first 30 to 60 minutes, you own your mind. This isn't a routine. It's proving to yourself that you are in command. During this lap, you do 3 things. Move your body. Work out, run, stretch. Prove you're an agent of action. Quiet your mind. Meditate, breathe, sit in silence. Build the muscle of cognitive distancing. Anchor your intention. Read something Stoic. Review your goals. Program your own operating system before the world installs pop-up ads in your brain. When you do this, magic happens. When a stressful email comes in at 9:05 a.m., you don't panic. You've already practiced observing your mind. You see the thought, "This is a problem." And instead of becoming that thought, you lean back in your theater seat and say, "Interesting. I'm having the thought that this is a problem." The emotion is there, but it doesn't own you. This brings us to the second pillar, radical acceptance. There's a simple test for every event in your life. Is this within my control or outside my control? Be brutally honest. Your actions, judgments, and values? Within your control. The actions of others, your reputation, the weather, the past? Outside your control. The unbreakable person wastes 0 energy on what they can't change. When something bad happens that's outside their control, they don't complain. They don't play the victim. They say, "Okay, this is reality now. What can I do about it?" That's not passivity. It's strategic focus. It's channeling your energy only where it can make a difference. You can't control the waves, but you can learn to surf. Most people exhaust themselves trying to control the uncontrollable. The unbreakable person surrenders the need to control the world and takes absolute command of themselves. And ironically, by mastering themselves, they gain more influence than anyone else. Let's see it in action. You're in a meeting. A colleague takes credit for your idea. Automatic reaction. Anger. You want to snap. The victim mentally spirals for hours. Their day is ruined. The unbreakable person? They acknowledge the anger. They're human. They observe it. Then they ask the question, is his unethical behavior in my control? No. Is my reaction in my control? Yes. They don't waste a millisecond on anger. They pivot to strategy. What's my goal here? To vent, or to protect my career? Maybe they stay silent and later reinforce their contributions to the boss. Maybe they calmly talk to the colleague after. They respond with intent, not react with emotion. They own the situation by owning themselves. This compounds. Every time you refuse to let an external event hijack your peace, you strengthen the fortress. You become the calm in the storm. People notice. They trust you. You become the person who can handle anything. This doesn't make you a robot. It lets you feel your emotions more fully, because you're not afraid of them. You feel the sadness without being destroyed. You feel the anger without acting destructive. The final piece? Self-examination. At the end of each day, do a mental audit. Ask, what did I do well? What did I do poorly? Where did I react instead of respond? No judgment. Just data. This turns philosophy into character. The world is getting louder and more chaotic. Algorithms are designed to trigger you. The news profits from your fear. If you don't build this fortress, you'll be a puppet with your strings pulled by anyone who knows how to push your buttons. But if you do the work, the victory lap, the dichotomy of control, the evening audit, you become bulletproof. Not that nothing can hurt you, but that nothing can break you. You bend. You adapt. But you never snap. The only way out is through, and the only way through is with a steady mind. Tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, pause. You have a choice. Let the world in to shape you, or take your victory lap. Build your fortress, one brick at a time. The choice is always yours, and it's always only 1% at a time. If this resonates, hit like and subscribe to 1% at a time. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. I'll see you in the next one.